What's up, everybody? This is Steven Jackson, the Los Angeles Rams all-time leading rusher, co-founder of the Original Barber School, as well as you can find our clothing line, theoriginalbrand.com. And this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast.
I'm Peanut Truman, and this is the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. With me, as always, is my guy Rome. And them waves, boy, they hidden. Look at them waves. It's like a skunk. You got the black and the white.
It's a lot, getting the gray hair to do right. It just takes a little bit more work. Couple more brushes every night, couple more brushes in the morning, and I show up like this. All right, I'm ready. You can introduce our next guest.
Okay. This next gentleman, classic, part of my class. All-pro running back for 12 seasons, Rams all-time leading rusher, top 20 on the all-time NFL rushing list, co-founder of the Original Barber School. Ladies and gentlemen, Steven Jackson, welcome to the pod.
What's up?
I would also like to say, this is the same guy that when anybody asks me, who's the toughest running back you had to tackle when you played? You are the guy that I name, not Adrian Peterson. I talk about Michael Turner, the burner, a little bit too, because he was short, really stocky, strong. Big leg, like, tough to hit. Yeah. But you are the man. Yes.
I appreciate that, man.
No doubt,
appreciate that.
Like, it wasn't even close.
Because quite often I hear that question. And a lot of cats name a lot of running backs. I said, damn, was that easy?
No. You were the
most definitely not. Most definitely not.
Steven Jackson was the first running back that I legit had to you need a tackle plan going into the game.
Yeah.
Like a plan to how to tackle one person. And it was also a rule too, like if he gets past the linebackers and ain't nobody touched him yet, it's not my fault if I missed him. Yeah. That's just another rule.
He was running through them arm tackles.
Yeah, it was kind of, it was unfortunate.
All day. You still look like you could play though. I know there's it's a podcast, so people are listening right now, but yo,
we got video too.
We got video, but for the ones that can't get the video because they driving, like Steven Jackson is he's still swole. Like you can't run up on him.
I try to keep it together.
Ain't no trouble, bro. You keeping it like you.
Because you played around what, 240, 230 something?
I'm between 235 and 240. I'm 240 right now. It's not as packaged as tight as it used to be.
It's fine.
But it's there.
I mean, the base package.
The base package.
No tank, no jumbo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you buy all the extras. When you buy a car, I just want the base package, Steven Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Still getting 240. You just less muscle it down. You know what I mean?
Less muscle it.
The 240, still base package.
I kind of feel like that's where we all sit, because I'm still kind of my playing weight. I'm like 210, 208-ish.
Yeah.
You about the same,
I'm about
right?
the same, like 204, 205-ish, 203, depending on the day.
And I kind of feel like each year I'm away from football, like I just try to maintain that playing weight. That means I'm healthy. I ain't played in almost 10 years, but if I can still maintain my playing weight, that's kind of how I maintain my health.
Exactly how I look at it. Same thing,
It's the same way you look at it, huh?
It is.
Okay, I got to give you one more compliment too, because my oldest brother, his name's Brian Harper. We call him B Harp. He talks a lot of trash all the time. You are the one person that he referenced to that Rome, I used to always think man, I could get out there. I hear all these people say I could do this, I could do that. And then I guess you guys came to the Dome one time and he saw you jump about 2 or 3 cuts, 2 or 3 holes, and then got outside and ran over somebody and then got out of bounds. And he was like, nah, we can't do that, man. These running backs at lead, they next level. So has it always been about your speed or your power? Which one would you say is your best attribute?
Oh, wow. I would think I always try to time up my impact. So I was like a baseball player aspect, right? So when I knew it was about to be impact, I try to explode through the shoulder pads of whoever was about to tackle me.
You want to deliver.
I wanted to deliver, right? I knew I wasn't quite 4'2", 4'3". I was 4'4", respectable. But then at the same time,
still very
respectable.
You got to understand who we talking to. Like the average person ain't never ran a 4'4".
That's true.
The average person hasn't ran a 4'8".
That's true. But the thing is, because we all have kids. The thing about when you say stuff like that to kids, to them, it's like, well, Dad, you was only 4'4". I'm like, you're right. I'm talking to teenagers a lot right now.
I get it. Totally get it.
So yeah, impact. I would say, it was always a blend. I always wanted to, leave the game having everybody like, that was a tough one.
I didn't want that smoke. I'm just gonna say it nah.
Dude, everybody made business decisions tackling this guy. I rave about you all the time. I'm a big fan of yours. You know that. I would say this. I was talking to some of our people here today, Jake and everybody, how you are my generation's Derrick Henry. Where now we look at Derrick Henry and he's big, he's fast, he has a stiff arm, and he's roll tide. And so went to a great university. I mean, he's amazing. He won a Heisman. He's done all these great things. But in our generation, we had Steven Jackson. And so how do you feel about that comparison? And do you think you get enough of your flowers from those that maybe because you played with St. Louis and you probably didn't win as much as you guys wanted to at times?
No, I appreciate the compliment. I can see the similarities in our game. Once being a running back, it's a small fraternity, but what's even smaller within that fraternity is the big backs.
Yes.
Right? So like you said, like I felt like the torch was handed to me from Eddie George. And when I met Eddie, it was a huge honor, but we talked about, it's some smaller guys, they're gonna feel like you can't do certain things, you just go out there and do your thing. So when I seen Derrick come on the scene, it was like, yo, the big back is still alive, right? It's not a whole bunch of scat backs and running backs by the committee. Mm-hmm. It is a guy out there that can just do everything and be that soul. But for Derrick, what he's doing, the career he's had, is amazing. Because at first, at Tennessee, when he didn't win the Super Bowl there, I was like, man, are they going to use up his years? Kind of like what happened to me in St. Louis.
Yes.
But to see what has happened, and this year he had in Baltimore, it was like kudos, and then you pair that up with Saquon doing. Yeah. I'm like, the big back and the running back is back. So I'm excited about that.
Now, when you say big back, because it's not always about weight.
No.
I think when you refer to the big back, it's the height.
Right.
It's the way, you're talking about scat backs. Scat backs they're still 200 pounds, but they're like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". Yeah. You are 6'2", 6'2". You're 6'2". Derrick Henry's 6'3".
He's at least 6'4", I think. I think he got 2 inches on me.
6'4"?
I think so.
He's big, bro.
He's huge.
6'4"?
I seen him at the Super Bowl in Vegas.
I ain't never stood up next to him. 6'4"?
Yeah, he's big,
I was legit.
Yeah.
I was like, he probably 6'2".
No, he's definitely not 6'2". He's definitely taller than that.
6'4"?
He's definitely taller than me.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy. But that's what you mean by big back.
Right.
And I forgot that Eddie George is an extremely tall back as well. Probably Eric Dickerson, another guy before that. Yeah. I would assume all the big backs. So what do you feel about the resurgence of the running back? How big of a year has it been? Because everybody tried to downplay the position, and all of a sudden now the teams that are here,
they got good running backs.
They got running backs.
For sure. I think it's important for the position. I think a lot of times, as we know, the NFL is a copycat league. Mm-hmm. So when teams are having success with multiple running backs, and then you could couple that excuse with having insurance because guys don't last the whole season, it makes for a great argument when somebody's building a team from scratch. But I think, when you start talking about December and later in the season, you need a big guy that's a possession guy that the moment won't get too big for him.
Yeah.
He can, get you a first down, but he can also hit you a home run for you. And also with the way defense are playing, you guys is on your side of the football field, you guys are going more exotic. You guys are going smaller linebackers that can run with the tight end and cover out the backfield. So if you start thinking about like, where's my advantage? Where do I take it? Where's on offense can we take advantage of that matchup? You're talking about 5-6 man box with smaller guys. You put Derrick, you put myself in, and then you at least expecting 5 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your favorite run play?
Oh. So at Oregon State, we were a single back offense.
Yeah.
And I learned to run inside zone. And it gave me the freedom that if I found the hole, I could get there. So it's my bread and butter. It's my staple. I say I made a lot of money off that play.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is get someone overflowing, and you could take that backside cut, and you could crease them. So I would say inside zone, and then after that, I got to go gap scheme. I like power. Yeah, hat on a hat, let's go.
I like that.
I hate that cutback, bro, because that's usually the safety's guy.
Exactly, that's the safety's guy. Business decision.
Business decision, I'm telling you.
I never had to worry about it.
No, bro, I'm telling you.
But yeah,
because if it got all the way out there, you could just push him out of bounds, and you're a big corner too, Peanut. So it's different. How would you describe your running style?
I would like to say I'm a classic. I'm a 90s back. I think I'm a guy that I could protect it in the backfield. Mm-hmm. I'm your last line of defense. Smart enough to run the hots if I need to run a route out the backfield. I got soft hands. But then, from the center on out to the tight end, I could hit it, I could crease it, and I had enough speed to pull away. So I believe I'm a back that I give coaches problems because he has to figure out when can he take me off the field.
Yeah.
And as my oldest son, our oldest son is 18. He's a running back. He'll be going to Oregon State next year.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
That's
Appreciate
awesome, dude.
So that's what I
What's his name?
challenge.
Yeah.
Skylar Jackson.
Skylar Jackson.
So I put pressure on him to make sure that he's all around. I don't want him to just say, I'm a scat, I'm on this, I'm on that. You're neither. You are what the coach needs you to be. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's a huge compliment to you because that was one of your big things. I know I compared you to Derrick Henry. Well, our generation's Derrick Henry, where you're this generation, you're their generation Steven Jackson, in my opinion, but you caught the ball at the backfield. Right. You were like a true threat. You were the number one option pretty much.
90 catches one season.
You were the number one option. Yes, sir. That's a very slept on season, too.
Very slept
on season. I saw that on my Instagram reel the other day. That is a great slept on season for Steven Jackson running backs. And so with that, was it the hands, the catching? Is that just something you always had or is that something you had to literally work on? Because for me, I had to work on catching the ball because I wasn't used to the NFL ball doesn't have a white stripe.
Right.
So for me, I really struggled picking it up with my eyes.
No, for me, I was a natural catcher. But what made me want to get really good at it, my rookie year, I backed up Marshall Faulk.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you can't tell Coach Mike Martz something that I can't do it. He's like, well, Marshall could do it. So it kind of put that pressure on me to become all around really good at just understanding route running and then leverage, right? When you get on a defender, where he leaning? Are you giving him something at the top of your route? All those things came later, once during my career. But as far as being a natural catch, I was able to do that. And, and then again, it goes back to college career. We ran a pro-style offense. I had Dennis Erickson, which he ran that, we would go 3-4 right, and we gonna just let you pick your poison.
Yeah.
So I know in our era we had some big running backs, but yet we also had the big linebackers.
Yes.
And you're an all-around back. You could run, you could block, you could catch. Give me a name of a player that gave you the business in the backfield when you was trying to protect.
It happened in practice, Peanut.
Okay.
Mine's happened in practice.
Okay.
I know exactly.
Immediately.
Immediate practice. Dang, okay.
Yeah. Chris Claiborne.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
SC, big linebacker, 250, 260. We're doing one-on-one protection. And, in practice, especially training camp, you gotta buckle your chin strap.
Absolutely.
But I will never forget. We was like it was like the last 10 plays on the damn team script.
You done made it.
We done made it. We about to go in the locker room. Here we go. And Chris came in on the blitz, man, and I didn't take him serious. And he got his helmet underneath me.
Ooh.
And he split my chin. I had to get stitches after practice. So my I have fond memories of that, but there's no numbing for the chin, really, right?
Yeah.
So they just sewing you up.
Ooh.
And I was so mad at Chris. I'm like, you would do that? Like, we about to be out of practice.
Last 10 plays. What are we doing?
What are we doing here?
Yeah. I do not blame
What year
you.
was he? Y'all were vets?
I was probably year 2 or 3. I was still a puppy.
Okay.
I was still a puppy, but he was coming over to the team as his first year with us, so I get it, right?
Yep.
It was
Gotta make a name
camp.
for
He
yourself.
Had to prove a point.
Yeah.
And
You happen to be the point to be
I
approved.
was the point.
Yep. What is your welcome to the NFL moment?
Lawyer Malloy in Buffalo, rookie year.
This is another thing popped right out.
Yeah. Lawyer Malloy in Buffalo.
Ball.
At that time, I wasn't playing a lot, so they were just spot giving me plays. We're on the goal line, and coach calls a run play for me to run in. I came in high. I'm just used to running over everybody in college. Lawyer came in and cleaned my clock. Man, I thought I swallowed my tongue. And then my running back coach at the time, he was like, yo, don't you ever do that again. And the next day in film, we just kept rewinding it. And I was just like, okay, I get the hazing. I get it all. I would never do that again.
Was it just a constant slow rewind back and they just keep talking and just running back?
Yeah, just keep exactly.
Just keep running it back.
It was he would prove the point and I got it.
Those are like the most embarrassing moments. So I remember being in games and I would get hit by a lineman or run. You miss a tackle, someone runs you over. And the first thing that I would say to them was like, damn, we got to watch this in team film. We got to watch this in team film. And you sitting there watching just and they're watching it and it's like you falling and going back and it's you falling and going back and it's you falling and going back. And everyone's like, damn. hey, look, and you just like, oh my God, just go to the next play already. Why don't you?
Please, right? Especially when it's only, it's a running back.
Yeah.
You know, you guys got 3 or 4 people to watch because you guys are in a group. I'm like, God damn, there was only one back that said. I see what I did.
I see what I did.
You know what? That is a great point, actually. I never actually thought about that. When you're coaching the running backs and y'all are in the meeting room and it's just one running back and you mess up, like, bro, we ain't got to do that 6 times. Like, we all saw it.
We all saw it.
Like, you don't have to, like, it's
We
different with
saw it
the
the first
DBs
time.
because you got 2 corners we got to talk about, what they do in the play, each safety.
So much embarrassment.
So it's a lot, like, we could get through.
Yeah.
That's just like, bro, it ain't but one of us. Like,
No.
like we got it.
Yeah. Try to go to the bathroom, they'll pause and wait on you. I was still on this play.
I never thought about that. That's a great point.
It's the worst. So, Rams all-time leading rusher. Where does that rank in all the list of your accomplishments?
It's a big deal.
That's a huge honor.
No, it's a big deal. So when I was able to take the starting job, it was a goal of mine to become the Rams all-time leading rusher. And when it happened in Tampa. It was one that I was extremely proud of because I knew the 2 people I had to pass to get to be number 1. And to have those names be second and third now behind mine, it means that I had at least a career that I could be like, I could hold my head up high.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that means a lot to me. Who knows if the Hall of Fame is, to come knocking or not, but it's one of those things that I can say, hey, in that organization, I rank up there with 2 of the greatest that ever played the game. So it's something that I'm very proud of.
Well, you're ahead of 2 Hall of Famers. So that matters. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing.
That's why I tell my family.
Yeah. And they ain't listening.
They ain't listening.
Did you keep that football in Tampa? On the play that you got
I have it, yes.
Who was the team that you felt like you struggled versus, if there were any team? Was it a defense? Was it a scheme? Who was somebody that you actually felt like Steven Jackson struggled? Because when I watched you play, I don't think anybody ever made Steven Jackson struggle.
I would tell you the toughest is a 3-4-2 gap guys.
Yeah. San Francisco did a lot of that when they were on their run.
They were on their when they were on there. Justin Smith, right?
Yeah.
He showed you hat one way and then discard. Yeah. So those were the defense that gave me frustration, made me really question my eyes. I remember coming up to the sideline am I seeing it right? They everywhere. They are everywhere. So I would say those particular kind of schemes.
Okay. 3-4s.
2 gaps.
But it got to be a guy that could disengage, right?
Yeah.
He got to be strong enough where he could show you hat in one hole and then, fool you.
Yeah. Justin Smith was a big problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know that.
I got to pick my number 33. And I had my reasons for doing it. Why did you get the number 39?
39 comes from me and my dad.
Okay.
My dad has always been I wouldn't say he was my coach, but he was my professional critic. He was never a coach on the staff, but the rides home from practice in the game, he let me know, hey, play 7? Like
that.
You was tripping. So that was the kind of dad I had. So he toughened me up for the media and the criticism that was to come in the future. But I would say I had such great, he's still here on the earth with us, but I had such great respect for his opinion on things. So I remember getting to the NFL, I'm like, Dad, I've worn 34 all my life out of, tribute to Walter Payton and Bo Jackson. But now I want to do my own thing. Right? I want to be able to have somewhat of an impression on another generation, the way those guys had an impression on me. And I was looking around the league and no starting running back in the NFL has 39. I was like, what do you think of that? And he goes, and we're in a car ride, and he goes, I was thinking about this as well. And he was like, yeah, I think that's your number because it's 39 books in the Old Testament. And I come from a very religious background. And in that, it was me taking me and my dad agreeing on the number, but taking my faith on the field with me because I feel God is who placed me there.
I love that. I usually make fun of 39.
Well, Marshall Faulk did it for a long time. He's like, why you got the ugly number on?
I'm glad it's Marshall from Louisiana, bro. I get it.
Yeah.
No, because
41 ain't better though.
No, so let me tell you the difference.
41 ain't better.
Because for me,
it's heavy.
It's heavy. No, it's not heavy. It's how wide. So the 3 is a big number naturally.
Yeah.
So is 4.
Yeah.
4 is
like
a big
fullback number.
But the 1 is very slimming.
Okay.
So it helps with my body type with just having the slim one. You can hold a 39. It doesn't look big on you.
Right.
But if it was on me, it would look big because I got a big 3 and a big 9 because 9's a big number too. So you got to think about those things.
It's a fullback number, bro. I don't care how you try to make the one slimming and sexy.
What, 41?
It's 41. It's like a fullback number, bro.
I can see that.
That's
But
how I
you got a
look at
stud
it.
in it right now.
Yeah, AK. I mean,
AK,
we
yeah.
get jersey sales every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
Now for me, 39 only don't go to the other star. I'm like, why you got that on?
39 ain't no other starters getting that.
No.
You know, that's another thing too, because like NFL teams, they don't just put your jerseys up. Has Oregon State retired your?
Has the Rams?
The Rams or your college?
No, I'm in my university's Hall of Fame.
Okay.
They haven't retired the
They
number.
don't do the number.
They don't do it.
Okay.
And then as far as the Rams,
Trash.
no, a youngster was wearing it this year.
Okay. Sore subject. I won't bring it.
I just remember the day I retired, they gave my number away literally the next year. And I was like, damn, y'all couldn't let it like rest
No.
for like a year, a season?
We need that.
We
need that.
Week 1.
We need that.
We need that. I was so angry.
I want to know how tough it was losing in 2015 in the AFC Championship game because you went to New England.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you were like, I'm coming here, I'm trying to win me a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because I'd like, all of us at some point, that's like a box. I think we all as natural athletes, and when you get into an NFL locker room, you want to check that box. How tough was that for you to actually experience that?
Yeah, it actually wasn't as tough as you think it would have been, right? That year, I had turned down early in the season. The Arizona Cardinals had offered me a deal, and I kind of stayed away from it. My dad was dealing with cancer. He's battling cancer. I wanted to be there for the family. So when I passed that opportunity up, I didn't get another phone call, right? And that, you're talking about August, training camp, and then the phone stops. So my wife's here in the studio, and I told her, I said, hey, if we get to Labor Day weekend, I don't get a call, I'm just going to shut it down. I know. Because we all seen that guy come in and out the locker room.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm hoping I get on. And it's like October, November. You like, bro, like, right? So I'm just keeping it 100.
No, you want.
When I talk to myself in the
Straight
mirror, I
facts, you're
said, I
speaking.
don't want to be
That
want
guy.
to be that guy. So I shut it down. And then sure enough, we're out Christmas tree shopping. I get a phone call. And at the time, Coach Belichick's the GM. So I answered the phone from an unknown number in Massachusetts. And I'm like, yo, who's this? And he's like, Steven. And I was like, that's only one voice. Everybody know that voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He was like, hey, this coach, da-da-da-da. Well, what's name just went down? And we need a running back. I said, Coach, I stopped working out in September. I'll be a shell of myself if I took this opportunity. So he said some words and sold me. And he's a pretty good salesman. And he was like, hey, and I will never forget, he was almost like an Al Bundy. He's like, you don't want to be that guy on the couch.
Mm.
In your 40s and 50s saying, why did I not, take that opportunity? Because I could have got a Super Bowl out of it. I was like, man, Coach, book the flight. Book the flight.
He hit you with the Al Bundy.
Hit me with Al Bundy.
You want to be that
So all
guy.
I see is my wife. Like, you can just feel the glare, right? You can just feel the glare. Hey, babe, I just committed to New England. I don't think we need to get the tree right now. I don't think we need to get the tree right now. She was so mad at me. Get on the flight, go to New England. Things are working out. And this is when LeGarrette Blount went down, sorry. So when I get there, I was telling myself this whole time, I said, hey, you got that call in the summer. It didn't work out for you. So this might be your last run.
Yeah.
Definitely try to win a Super Bowl. But if you don't do anything else, I just try to remember everything. I remember Wednesday practice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I was just taking it all in because I knew it was almost over. Like
Yeah.
the movies, I could see the title coming on, right?
Yeah.
I could see it. So those things in preparation like that was starting to kind of brace me for the moment. Fast forward to the game. I scored the first touchdown on the AFC Championship game. So in my head, I said, oh, it's happening. Oh, we finna win this game. We finna go to the championship. Right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
going to the Super Bowl. Then Peyton Manning does Peyton Manning things. And, that defense they had at the time, they beat us. They got the best of us that day. And it was one of those things, Roman, like when I walked off the field, I just said thank you.
Yeah.
I just said thank you because prior to that, I hadn't had a chance to say thank you. I didn't know it was ending. I didn't know it was over. And at that point, I told myself, and like, I've put my family through enough. Anytime I turn on the tape, anybody look at the film, I don't think they could ever say I took a playoff.
I love that. I'm so glad you shared that perspective because we're thinking like, oh man, it was your one chance. How disappointing were you? You're like, nah, bro, I was literally just thankful every Wednesday, every Thursday I had because you knew you were there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, if I didn't get that opportunity, I think I'd probably be like some of our other peers, right? Just angry.
Yeah.
Right? Just angry. And I thank God that I got that moment to just say at peace with everything.
Well, I think it's a blessing that you got a chance to retire and do it on your terms.
Right.
We talked to a couple of guys and it was like, well, I didn't retire. Football retired me. I still would have kept playing.
Right.
And it sounds like you were at peace and you walked away when you wanted to walk away.
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing. And that's a
I know it's
blessing.
not my show, but can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
When you lost the one you played,
The what?
did you lose the one?
Yeah, we lost in 15.
Yeah. We lost in 15. Yeah.
The same Denver team.
How did that feel? Right.
So that
losing one game before or losing in the Super Bowl.
Oh, definitely in the Super Bowl.
It hurts.
I've lost an NFC Championship once, and I've lost 2 Super Bowls. And I think they both are pretty painful. I still have PTSD because I have yet to watch Super Bowl, whatever, the one in Chicago. I forget that one.
The one against the Colts.
Yeah, the one against Colts.
Yeah.
I still have yet to watch that game all the way through, and I have yet to watch Super Bowl 50. Like, I don't know. I like coming here, and I like doing shows and things for Super Bowl and everybody, but at the same time, it's just like, damn.
Oh, that's right. We would have played each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like, yeah. So shout out to Rome. He's always throwing shade my way because he got his Super Bowl. Where's it? Is it no? No, he ain't got it.
Not here.
Yeah, no. But no, it's hard to get over though, for sure, because like that was my one shot, or this is my opportunity. And I remember Brian Urlacher in the huddle as they're doing their victory. He goes, "Hey, we'll be back. Don't worry." And he never went back. I was the only one on that defense to ever go back
to a Super Bowl.
I was the only one.
I'll share something with you. My rookie year, St. Louis, we go to the playoffs, right? Beat Seattle 3 times, get out the wild card round, go to divisional and lose to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And similar speech is given. We be back next year. I didn't go back to the playoffs until my 12th season.
Yeah.
I had an 11-year drought.
It's bananas to me that, because you always think we'll just get back.
Yeah.
And but you never get to carry over this year's successes to next year.
Right.
And every team's different.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, we went to the NFC Championship game my rookie year when I was in New Orleans, 2 years off, then won a Super Bowl, then went on this stretch of I went to the playoffs every year in my career besides 2.
Yeah.
Just weird. And then all of a sudden I went to a couple Super Bowls. Losing it stinks. And I'd almost rather not go. Honestly, I think you did yourself a favor. It's the whole thing, you'd rather have loved and lost or never loved at all. I think it's never loved at all.
Yeah.
I truly, truly believe that I would much rather never go than actually having to sit there and lose a Super Bowl. Because you know what? That owner, they still plan that Super Bowl party.
Yep.
And people still show up. We got to pretend like it's still a good time. And ain't nobody happy.
It was the worst.
It ain't nobody there smiling.
That Super Bowl party is the worst.
The absolute worst. And I've been on the other side.
Right.
We're the Super Bowl party jumping.
Yeah.
And I got to leave because Miami Club's still calling me and it's 2 a.m. I got to go. It's still going, So it's 2 totally different sides of it. And for me, honestly, Stephen, I would say it's better off that, you didn't lose the Super Bowl and you lost it in the championship game.
I appreciate that.
Let's flip it real quick.
Let's get happy again.
We were in Arizona and we were at the NFL Legends Lounge, and I don't know any barbers or anybody like that in AZ. So we're at the Legends Lounge and I got a cut talking to these cats, talking to the barbers, and they had the school, learned a little bit about them, thought it was great. They went on and chopped me up real quick. Great. Last year, Super Bowl was in Vegas, and I see the same barbers out in Vegas, and I thought it was great. I was like, oh, okay. There was one dude. He was I forget his name, but he's a fan of the green team.
Oh, the Packers.
Yeah, he know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the green team, and he was just chopping it up about this green team this and this green team that.
The Packers.
Didn't really care. So fast forward, I'm in Vegas again. I do something with the Raiders. So I call up April. I was like, I need the barber. Well, that's Steven's school. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, those are his barbers. He's got a college. He's got a barber school. Mm-hmm. So I went on and I called you up, and you kinfolk. He went on. I went over.
Carl took care of you.
Yeah, I went over to the shop. He went on and chopped me up. Had a great convo. My question is, what made you want to get into opening your own barber school?
So in high school, I went to a vocational high school.
Okay.
And during that time, I learned drafting, and I wanted to be an architect. Like, that was my long-term goal.
Yeah.
Big.
And seeing some of my peers go on and study other things, right? Electrician, some with cosmetology, other was like newscaster. I would watch all my high school peers go on to have successful careers, and still some of them are still doing it to this day. Fast forward, here we are in 2020, right? Career's over. I've experienced a dream, life dream of mine, and I know what the other side feels like to achieve something. So me and Carl, my best friend, cutting my hair since high school, we're talking like all of us through a screen. I said, hey, if the world was to stop now or open back up, what do you wish you had have done or will have when it opens back up? He said, a school. 2004, I've always had a foundation based around children literacy. So I'm always big in education, and I always wanted a school of my own. I just didn't know what kind of school.
Right.
So he and I were talking about our plans and wishes in life, and he was like, I want a school. I'm like, whoa, like I've never shared this with my friend that I wanted my own school. I'm like, what kind of school you have in mind? So he had the genius idea of the barber school. I'm like, wait, that makes so much sense. It goes back to my trade school in high school. And the realization is you can help young people achieve their life goal.
No doubt.
It doesn't have to be anything, that we've achieved. Like I always tell the students when I talk to them, achievement and dedication to something is what you want and fulfills your life and help you provide for yourself and your family. So in that, we opened the barber school. Now, what's funny is any story always has is lumps. The month I bought the building, government shut down the world. So I just buy a brand new commercial building and I can't use it for 11 months. So now I'm questioning, like, did I make the wrong decision?
Yeah.
Pulling my hair out. Stuck with it. We just gave us time to work on the curriculum, start working on the build out, getting things done. At least we could work on the construction part of things. Then once we got to the point where the world opened back up, our first class was only 5 people. So now I'm stressing, right? Did I make the right investment? And is this thing going to work out? Second month, that turned into 15 students. After that, we were completely occupied, 40 students, right? That's what we're licensed to carry, given our size. Now we're to the point where we've been so blessed that we have a 5-month waiting list just to be a new student. And every month we take new recruits in that show that have interest. And just this January, last week, we had 50 new enrollees that said they have interest in coming to the school. So I say that to say is it was 2 friends saying what we wanted out of life, if it was all over what we hope to achieve, and we put our two minds and talents together, and that's how it happened.
Man, that's awesome.
like that.
My barber in Charlotte, he started a barber school like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's owned shops before, but now it kind of feeds itself now because the school is able, like when you get guys to graduate or young ladies to graduate, they can just go right over to the barbershop school. And it's awesome. And he talks about everything that you're saying. It's like, dude, this ain't about me. It's about me being able to let these other young people find a skill to be able to provide and do for their own families and set their own kind of schedule and be their own professionalism,
Yeah, and it's not even just young people too, as you said, we have some people that have second and third career choices. Someone transitioned, one of our oldest students, they were in their 40s, and she was someone that she was in the office and she just wanted to get out the office. Right?
Yeah.
She had a skill set, she was good with her hands, she did hair on the side, and she was like, hey, I just want to get my license in this opportunity because I'm just tired of being behind a cubicle. So we have transitions as people looking for second and third careers. And then I always tell young people, you could go anywhere and be a barber. Nowhere you go in the world. It's one of the oldest licensed professions. So it's one of those things that continues to give back to the community. Haircuts for students are $5 and for adults with $12. So it helps the family too that need the help. They have a budget.
All right, tell me about the Legends show that the NFL Legends that you do.
So Legends is my thing that I do on my social platforms. It's just to teach the younger generation or football heads about guys that may have forgotten about, right? So this last 2 weeks ago, I just did one on Steve McNair. I've done other ones, on guys that just the forgotten legends that if you heard their name, the name recognition, you're like, oh yeah, I remember Sterling Sharp. right? So you throw out these names, but the younger generation and people that don't always hear the name again, they forget how great a career that person had. And I think so much in our industry, we are like, is he a Hall of Famer? And then if he's not a Hall of Famer, it's like they discard us, right? It's just like, well, the guy had a damn good run. Like, he was really good. So it's me just re-educating the football world about some of the guys in their careers and also giving their flowers if they're still here on earth.
I love that.
They forget about you?
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
it's all right.
this duo here will be a good one.
Yeah,
There's
that's
2
fine.
episodes I'm looking at.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
My son needed because my son is like, Dad, like, you slow, bro. Like, my son, he's one of them. He's like the young generation
The
that
young
you're talking
generation.
about. That's like,
No, so disrespectful.
dude, it's so
So
They
disrespectful.
only watch film of themselves.
that's it.
That's it.
And somebody else playing Madden or one of the other games.
Isn't that crazy? They watch each other play.
They which is mind blowing to me. Like, we only watch other people play the game because we were waiting to play.
Right.
They watch it just because they like watching
Pure
other people.
entertainment.
Yeah.
And be on FaceTime without looking at the TV or the phone. I'm like,
Yes.
can you
Yes.
tell me somebody's on the phone, please?
Yes. It's like, why ain't you talking? Oh, I'm just playing a game. Like, but you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I ain't got that one yet.
Yeah. It is coming. Trust me. You got a clothing brand called OBS. Talk to me about that.
The clothing line is like a marketing and an extension of the barber school, but it came about from just want to be motivational. I believe a lot of things there's a lot of negativity in the world. So if you can have subtle motivational things that put you in a positive light, I believe in trying to add to that portion. So OBS stands for overcoming bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, we all go through something, either gender, socioeconomics, whatever, we all have something to go through and get over.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people want to have the woe is me story. It's like, but no story is just going to be a straight line. You have to overcome something, be appreciative of where you're trying to go. So for us, overcoming the bullshit of life is just a mantra of reminding yourself, keep going.
Love that. They got sweatshirts?
Yeah, we
Okay,
do.
I need that.
Where can we get this, the brand at?
OBSbrand.com.
OBSbrand.com.
Yeah.
Peanut's way better about supporting than I do. Because, like, I say something and then I forget it. Peanut, like, he'll go buy it right now.
I'll reach out to you guys.
Yeah.
Peanut's perfect
Yeah.
at that stuff.
I like supporting the local
You do great, bro.
businesses, man. Like,
You do great.
We got to help each other out.
No,
I wouldn't
but
be
look.
where I am because people help me out. So I'm just, plant that seed and
I love you, dog.
keep it going.
Here's another question. Peanut usually does this more eloquently than I do. But we've all had, these people in our lives, influential people, things that matter to you. And who is on your personal Mount Rushmore of influence in Steven Jackson's life?
A mentor of mine, my mom and dad found him, actually.
Okay.
His name is Anthony Goins.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the financial world. He works for Fiserv now, but Wall Street guy. When I was going to the NFL in 2004, I was introduced to him in a church. He was through the church relationship, but we've become really close, so close that I gave a commencement speech this year. And he was actually the source and the inspiration of the speech. And the speech talks about, we hiked Mount Kilimanjaro with Chris Long and the Water Boys group. And in that hike, you invite a veteran. And Anthony's a veteran. And in that hike, when we get to the top, it's 5 days on the mountain, right? So there's some challenges. But in that hike, you go through emotional, all kind of stuff. And to have someone that accomplished all the things he's accomplished, but not be a NFL, of physique and talent, and he's 20 years my age, for him to finish it out and see it through, it lets me know that he's a guy that we get each other, he just gets it. And it's, so in the speech, it talks about the 3 takeaways. And a lot of it I learned from him, through him, and with him, is that at each day, have a joyful noise, right? Be thankful for the day that God given us. I went on to go and discuss when you get to the heights of where you're going, right? So in the commencement speech, we're talking about young people. This is your moment. You've come to the point and you can't stay there. So like, Kilimanjaro, something that large and 19,000 feet in the air, and you get that high, you realize, as hard as I work to get here, I can't stay here because there's nothing up here that's going to sustain life, and the air up here is too thin, right? You can't stay there. You got to be motivated to keep going. And although you reach certain heights, you may leave people behind, to continue on your journey, you got to come down from where you are to go to where you want to head next.
Damn, that's life, though.
It is life.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
So my Mount Rushmore of people, my mentor is definitely there, along with my father. And there are some other people in the world.
You got two more.
You got two more.
Two more. I got to go easy. Mom's there.
Mm-hmm.
She's my spiritual bone. She's the one that helped me get through some of the lean years in St. Louis of not winning. Why am I doing this? How do I stay motivated? How do I show up when I know somebody else is not showing up, right? We've seen some of those eyes in the huddle. You know when somebody quit on you.
Absolutely.
And those could be moments that break you. So my mom is one of those people that instilled that faith in me when it seems like there's nothing else to believe in. And then lastly, I don't even want to blow smoke up somebody. I think that options left there for family. I think anytime I think about why I'm doing something, where I'm going, it's always that I could just try to lay the road, to pave the road for the kids and for my wife to be a little easier.
Yeah.
I always, I don't hope I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, but I definitely want to make sure that if it ever comes to that demise, that everybody like Steven had it, but he was buttoned up. He took care of things.
Yeah. The truth.
You off the hot seat, brother.
Man, I appreciate
you
it. That was
coming
a good one.
on the pod.
That was a good one.
That was awesome.
I saw my age
good.
at the end, though. I couldn't remember some stuff.
Hey, man.
That's him all the time. That's me all the time. We getting older.
Yeah, them grades
It
is
is what
what
it is.
But not everybody. Not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. Plus, y'all know me. I had this since as long as y'all have known me, I've had this. So,
You wear it well, brother.
Thank you, man.
do.
Appreciate it, man. Steven, man, dude, I appreciate you, man, coming in here.
And I got to
Thank you
say
for
this,
seeing us,
too,
man.
for y'all to sign off. I've been waiting to get on this show. I'm a big fan of it. Since you guys started, I love what you guys are doing. I love the message. I love the title. And I think you guys are the best to carry it on.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
we
man,
appreciate that, man.
I receive that.
In all honesty, I think Peanut and I love this show so much. Like Peanut, I've seen so much growth in Peanut personally, because when we first retired, just like everybody else, we really had no idea what we were doing, or what that second act was going to be like. And for us, I think we have learned and been able to give so much love to all of our viewers and all of our guests that we have on here, because genuinely, you guys are pouring into us by telling us these things.
Yeah.
And then we get to just pour it right back out, not only to you, but to the next guest or to the next person that we have on. And it's been so fun for us. We've stopped blaming ourselves for a lot of mistakes that we've made. It's brought us closer as friends. It's allowed us to see a lot of different things from a lot of different angles. And truly, there is no right or wrong in doing it. And it doesn't come with a rule book either. So we're all just figuring it out. And it's always great to hear great stories, people that are pouring into their families. And we genuinely root for each other, man. There's no locker room like a football locker room.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm glad to hear that, because, for many years, we've been graded by a grade sheet. Did you do it? Did you not do it? And we're so hard on ourselves that I'm glad you guys have each other, and we have the community that we can lean on each other and know that we're not perfect, and that's okay.
Absolutely. This is my experience is just like what Rome said, man. This is therapeutic for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy listening to the stories. I enjoy the players trusting us and opening up and telling their story, and it's it's been fun. I don't know how long this is going on, but it's a blast, and I'm ready just to tell the stories for, all of our other peers that we have on the show today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Well, as long as they allow y'all to do it, keep doing it, because we're listening.
Thanks, dog, man. I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
For real. Thanks,
Hey,
man.
as long as Thomas in the corner keep doing his thing.
Thomas in the corner.
Thomas in the corner. As long as he keep doing his thing, we gonna be right chill.
You know who else doing that thing?
Who?
Man, our viewers and our listeners out there,
They
man.
are most definitely.
Yeah, man. Give us a 5-star rating, a review, like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to do what, Peanut?
Tell a friend.
I've been working on that. And you can now check us out on the YouTube page where the NFL.
Our NFL YouTube channel.
Our
Share,
NFL
like, subscribe,
YouTube
follow.
channel. That's what it is.
Make sure y'all leave a comment.
Please do that, man. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. Peanuts, get us out of here, man.
I'm Peanut. That's my guy, Roman. Steven Jackson on the show, y'all.
The
We
legend.
appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching the NFL Players Second Acts podcast. And we out.